Hey guys, welcome back to Paranormal Experiment. Tonight we're going to be taking a look at some Ouija board stories. Full disclosure before we go into the videos, I'm a complete believer in Ouija boards and the portals that they can open to the other side. So, full disclosure right now, please, please do not mess around with a Ouija board. Do not try to contact these spirits at home. They are bad news. There's loads of other ways you can look into paranormal experiences. Just please do not mess around with Ouija boards. With that said, let's get into the stories. Many people have a fear of and are stigmatized by their using a Ouija board for both good purposes and bad. There seems to be many unanswered questions as to whether or not talking boards are worthwhile channels to the other side, or merely sinister board games. In spite of this, there are many stories and tales that have come along over the years to cement the Ouija's less than savoury reputation. Here are a few of them. One of the most mysterious looking buildings in Los Angeles is the famed Bradbury Building. Over the years, a variety of Hollywood filmmakers have been drawn to it and have short films like Doa, Blade Runner, and Seven here. Legend has it that George Wyman consulted his dead brother using a Ouija board before he built it for Louis Bradbury in 1893. Wyman had little architectural experience at the time and debated on whether or not to take on the monumental task. His brother convinced him, through the board, that the building would make him famous, and it did. Author Henry Ward, better known as Sax Rohmer, the author of the famous Fu Manchu adventure novels, was also a member of the Golden Dawn and penned a number of occult books. According to his own account, he started his lucrative writing career on the advice gained through a Ouija board. He asked how to best make a living as a writer, and the board spelled out Chinaman. The novels that followed brought him fame, fortune, and franchise that is still popular today. A St. Louis housewife named Pearl Curran stunned the literacy world in the early 1900s by channeling a spirit through the Ouija board and producing thousands of pages, novels, and poetry that allegedly came through a spirit named Patrice Worth. Starting in 1919, author Stuart Edward White and his wife Betty spent 17 years studying Betty's mediumship with a group of entities who called themselves the Invisibles. She made initial contact with them using a Ouija board and then continued the communication through automatic writing. The Whites later produced the Betty Book to chronicle the events in 1937. In 1933, Dorothy Truly and her 15-year-old daughter Mattie was convicted of the murder of their husband and father. On the witness stand, Mattie stated how the Ouija board, which had been directed by her mother, had told her that it was all right to kill her father so that her mother could marry Cowboy. Mattie later killed him with a shotgun. The jury determined that the crime had more to do with insurance money and Dorothy's lover than a Ouija board, and Dorothy went to prison. Mattie was sent to a reform school, where she stayed until she was 21. Her mother was released on appeal 3 years after the original trial. In 1972, poet Jane Roberts found the channeling movement when she had a paranormal experience that she described as Feeling her consciousness leave her body, she and her husband began experimenting with a Ouija board and made contact with a being known as Seth. The result of this was several popular books that were dictated by Seth himself, including Seth Speaks. In 1990 or 1991, Ouija boards became more popular on the Benedictine University campus in Chicago. Some credited the boards with terrible powers, including one girl who blamed her seance for a mysterious fire that started in her room in Noozle Hall. She had left her Ouija board sitting on her sofa when she went to dinner, but was called back to her room when the sofa somehow went up in flames. After the fire was put out, no trace could be found of the Ouija board. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed that video, please leave a like and a comment down below. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell to be notified when we upload new content. And we'll see you in the next one.